What is up, everybody? It's your boy Brian from Brian's Custom Auto, and I'm coming at you today. We are back on the OBS Chevy. Being said, I've got the truck bed inside the shop now, and don't worry, I listened to all the subscribers who had good advice on how we're going to have this thing in here, move it around. I'll show you that right now. First thing, we have to get the Harley out of here, and we're going to put it outside, but that's okay because we have a motorcycle cover for it now. There's also that guy back there. We're fixing to get back started on it too. We got so much going on, guys. But where I said I listened to all the subscribers at, I did this. So I've got 2 on this end and 2 on the other end. Now, granted, it still keeps it awful low to the ground. So we'll figure that part out a little bit later. And also, on a side note, Harbor Freight car dollies, they work really good when they work really good. But if you put something heavy on them, like, I don't know, an F-150, then for some reason, even on a flat floor, a wheel likes to bend and shoot all the bearings out of it. But it is what it is. So we kind of tacked that together yesterday and kind of got it fixed. I'll blow all the dirt out from here and all that, so that way I can move the truck bed out this way as soon as I get the Harley out of the way. But I did listen to you guys, and that's what we came up with. It keeps it a few inches off the ground, so that way I can actually move it around. I'll show you that as well here in just a moment. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get the Harley. All right, so as long as everything works, I already blew the dirt out of here, so as long as everything works, I should be able to just slide this truck bed over on these wheels. I only have to watch one. And that's that piece of truck over there on that side. So much easier. Yeah, it works all right. Have to straighten it up after every single time. But now we've got it to the middle of the floor, so we're going to go ahead and get started sanding on it with the 80 grit to get all this knocked down, because I don't know what you can see of it. There's a lot of dents and dings and stuff in it that have to come out. And, you know, we want it to look good. So I've got to do that. Then we're going to roll this outside. I also have to get the body, well, I'll show you. Get all that glue off from where the body molding, that stuff there, was on the side right here. So I've got this little wheel that goes on the drill that'll do that. We're going to sandblast the inside of the bed out and get all that high chip stuff out. We're going to get all those dents out of the fender wells as best we can, which should be pretty good, honestly. And then we got to do the same on this side. But if you look down the bed here, you'll see, now this is original. This is not. This whole side of this truck has been replaced at some point. I know that because, one, on the cab of the truck, the passenger side had all the Bondo in it, which this is the passenger side. Okay? You notice anything there? Let's get a little closer look here. Notice how that corner there is okay. And then move over to here, just follow it over. Notice the difference in the paint there? Notice there's a shine in it? Notice the body stripe doesn't line up? Yeah. Factory? Not factory. So, I don't know what exactly happened, but this whole side has been repaired at some point. So, that's alright. We'll make good use of it. Plus, this is also a different metal than what's over here as well. This is all that galvanized. I don't know how much of it you can see on camera, but this is that galvanized stuff. So I'm going to have to put a sealer on this side of the bed. I think. I don't know. I'll figure it out as I go on that part. Oh, no. Never mind. This is 1989. Chevrolet used a lead-based their paint was a lead-based paint back then, and that's why it didn't adhere to the galvanized. So that's why all your 88, 89, late 80s Chevrolet vehicles that have this paint peeling off of it, that's what it was the lead-based paint did not mix with the galvanized beds that they did. So that's why all the paint's peeled off of all of them from that time that have original paint. So, but the metal under it's galvanized. And I know you can paint galvanized. But this side over here is not that. This side over here is steel. Which is why this side is shinier than the other side. But this side's also way more beat up. But it's okay. We're going to fix it. But anyhow, I'm going to get started sanding. I know y'all don't want to watch that. So I'll bring you back here in a few. All right, so all I did so far was just kind of sand down the top cap. Kind of tack welded that little plate onto the bed because we've got a lot of holes to fill in right here, which is what that is right there and all the way down. Now we still have the same on the other side too. So now we're going to knock that down and clean those up. So just for reference, this is what before was. And I'm not sure what it was holding down because there wasn't nothing really on here. But it's these little holes, little 3/16 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other side had like quite a few more. But anyway, so yeah. And then we got this big old dent right here to fix. And this was a dent just like that, but I kind of done got it worked out. And then right here, I got to fill some of that in. I can kind of get in there a little bit. Well, I'm going to try and get the dent out more so, but if not, we're just going to fill it. But yeah. So this is before. This is during. So I'll bring you back here in just a minute when I get those knocked down and see how they look. The sound of the compressor, but no holes. No holes. No holes. Yep. Now we got to do the same to that side. So let's knock it out. I'm saying no holes, but I ain't saying no dents. Okay? Because I know I've got work to do on these. I just brought it in yesterday. So before anybody jumps in there and says, well, look at all them dents you're missing. I know. I'll get them. Just like I always do. I'll get them. But this is just to fill them holes in. So get off my back. Anyway, let's jump back on it. Let's get this thing going. This bed's actually not in bad shape. So it's going to be all just like that. This side filled in. No more holes. So now we move on to the next stuff. Anyway. Yep, there we go. So after strong arming, we got the truck bed turned around in here on the rollers. It took a whole lot of muscle to get it there. Now we're going to eliminate that, and that. Okay, so we'll get on that and then we'll start sanding it. All right, guys, been a busy bit working on this here. Yeah, it looks like I hadn't touched it, but I promise I have. I promise. As you can see, we got the stripes off of it and the glue off of it. And believe it or not, that's smooth. I've already been sanding on it. That's why the top looks like that. It's just on that side there. Phew. I got to put a real good sealer on it. Anyway, went ahead and sanded around here too. So we're getting a step closer. So here we are with that. Now I've got to fix that bottom corner there. Still got some other spots to take care of, but as far as sanding it down, the hard part's, well, the semi-hard part is done. Guys, I am sorry. Tomorrow turned into 3 weeks. We had a transmission to get put in, or pull out and put in that Chevy 3500. And I had work on the F-150 to do, which, by the way, it runs really good. More on that later. But we are finally back on the OBS Chevy truck. As you can see, it's turned back around in here, and there's some filler on it. So you know what that means. We're already into it. Now, I've got some more spots I got to fill in. And then we're going to get to sanding on this joker and try and get it as level as possible before we do a good skim. And then we'll start getting ready to seal it in and all that before winter gets all the way here. So, yeah. Let's find some spots, get some more mud made, and then start sanding away. Get after it. All right, so we got this side knocked back down, and basically, let me walk you through this as best I can. See that dark spot right there under my finger? Yeah, guess what that means? It's still low. How that's nice and tan and that's darker. Yeah. Notice how all that's uniform. Well, if that don't get it, let me show you up here. All right. So if you'll look, following this down. Now, you can do this by feel too, but I'm doing this like this to show you. But if you rub your hand down, oh, there's a spot. Oh, there's another spot. Oh, there's another spot. Oh, there's another spot. Anyway, the point is all them dark spots there, that means it's still low. Now, that's essentially the same as guide coat, but we haven't even made it to the guide coat yet. We're just trying to get the hard spots up, okay? But you can see, this is what I was talking about before, guys, when I said it takes a lot to build this up, because you got to fill it in first time, get your level knocked down, fill it in a second time. If you're lucky, it turns out like, yeah, if you're lucky, it turns out like that bottom one down, or that top one right there on a second one. But in a lot of cases, it does not. See these up here? That was a dent. Not anymore. That was a dent. Not anymore. That was still a little low. That was a dent. Not anymore. So, you know, sometimes you can get lucky and get enough in there on the first one. Okay? I ran out of filler. Okay. I ran out of filler when I was doing this the other day. But you see this big scratch right here? It's actually dented into the metal, right? Well, you can see I ran out of filler. This is good now, right? See, you can run a fingernail across it and everything, versus you can hear it. Here, here. So that's how it happens. But yeah, I've got a lot more. I got to fill in that whole thing. There's some spots here. But anyway, so there's another spot there's got to be done. But when I'm done with getting this all level, the whole thing will get skimmed, okay? But we use this fibrous stuff to start with because it's stronger. And, it is really, really good for filling in deeper spots like that and like that there. Which we pushed a bunch of that out from the inside out. But, even it's been in there so long that the metal has memory. So a lot of times it'll, you can get a dent out, do a little hammer and dolly work, and it'll hold itself true. But that, where it was hit and left for so long, once we got the dent out, it just kind of stayed. The metal was already stretched at that point. So you kind of don't really have much of a choice other than to either A, cut it out, or B, do what I'm doing. Anyhow, so we're going to blow this all off, wipe it back down, and then I'm going to go back over it again with another run of filler, stranded filler, and then we're going to turn this bed around and bring that side over here, and I'm going to start sanding on that side. Okay? Okay. All right. So we went ahead and got all this filled back in, but remember the tire well on the inside? Well, let's see now. Still got a few little dents, small spots in it, but that's what I was talking about. It's a lot smoother now. That big dent at the top is gone. This is actually mostly rounded now. So, yeah, that big dent that was right there, knocked out. It's not perfect by any means, but it's enough I can work it. So, yeah. And then you see that side over there. We'll zoom in on it. See how banged in that side is? Now the top on that one from here, from what I can see right this second, isn't bad. You got a big dent right there. You got another one right there. So, and all that right there. We get all that worked out. There's another one down there toward the bottom. But yeah, that's where we're at. So, anyway, yep. So there it is. Now we'll knock the shine off of this and get it ready. Now we got the bed sideways in here, and we're back on this side, and we're working on the second coat on this side. You can see where I went around that fender well there, these spots. I'm pretty certain, which I had to do some straightening down there on the bottom side, which I can still see. I've got a little dent down there I got to work out. And I've got this corner up here I've got to take care of right there. Got a hole in it. Anyhow, this is the original side, by the way. This side has not been replaced. It was the other side. You can see how shiny the inside of it is. But anyhow, so yeah, we're gonna get this sanded down and then figure out where I got to go from there. I can see right here it's not straight, so yeah, I've still got some more to do, guys. I mean, the bed wasn't horrible, but it needed some attention, big time. This back corner back here, we gotta get this straightened out the rest of the way. I had to fill it up real high after I already pulled it. I welded I ground it down, welded a washer to it, and then slide hammered it out as much as I could, and then went over it with that, which, yeah, right there. You could stick finger in there and still feel a little bit. I've got to do a little work down here on this bottom too. You can see that right there, but not a big deal. A little bit of hammer and dolly work, and off to it we go. So anyway, let's get to sanding, guys. So I figured I'd take a minute to show you guys something very, very, very handy for when you're in really tight areas, like, or on corners, and you know, you got to remake an entire corner. Let me show you. Right here, I've had to remake the whole entire thing, get it all the way down, and there's just one little low spot. So what are we going to use? This U-Pole, fantastic glazing spot putty. That goes right over the top of your body filler, hardens up like normal, sands it down. You're good to go. We've been at it today. Overlook the glare on the camera. Filler in the air kind of does that. Anyway, so we've been busy on this today, and I'll show you where we're at. So we got it all filled with the stranded filler in all the spots. Knocked those down to almost perfect, and then simply just come back. Hear her in there screaming and playing. Then we come back with just the glaze. Okay. Now, guys, I love the glaze because the glaze. Ooh, that ain't dry yet. Because the glaze works so great, but it takes a while to dry when it's not super hot in here. So, anyway, now we're moving on to the other side, and I got company showing up. So let's take care of that. Sorry about that. I had to take care of the company that pulled in. So we're gonna have an all-girls day tomorrow evening, because my daughter's little cousin is coming to stay the night, and yeah, girl power. Anyway, so where I left off with is now we need to hit this dark area here, get all these knocked down, back down to where they need to be, and go from there. The bottom side of this side is good. I still need to knock out the bottom side on the other side. I need to fill in this gouge here, but that'll be handled with the skim or with the icing. But outside of that, yeah, let's rock and roll. I'm gonna eventually get to the point where I skim this whole entire thing on both sides just to make it all perfectly level and get it ready for primer and paint. So, yep. So we'll go from there. But I'll bring y'all back in just a few minutes when I'm getting ready to icing this. All right, everybody, we're back. It's the next morning. So morning-ish that I haven't touched this. I haven't moved this out of the shop yet. The dew's still on the windshield, which means I haven't left to go get my drinks yet. So I need to go do that first so I can get good and awake to go get my coffee that I don't drink. Hashtag Red Bull. And yeah. Tell me what you drink to get woke up in the morning. Are you a coffee person? Are you a Red Bull person? Prime? Got any good ideas? And keep in mind, I only want to know if it's legal. So I'm not interested if you wake up and do that wake and bake thing. Nah, not for me. But yeah, so let's run to the store real quick. Get a Red Bulls. I'll chug the first one down on the way back, and then I'll start sipping the second one, and we'll get started sanding on this some more after we move this out. And yeah, you know what it is. So let's get to the store, guys. We'll be right back. Okay, next day. This had all night to dry. What was gonna dry? I had one spot that did something really weird, which is right here. And for some reason, that never did harden up last night. All the rest of it did. Every bit of it did. But that one little spot just was weird. So I'm gonna have to go back over that little piece. But yeah. So we're on this part now. We got the other side done. We got the other side done there. So now we're gonna start sanding it down, leveling it out. So, yep. And we got these sides here to hit. And I still have a little bit of work I got to do otherwise down here and up here and in there. So, still work to be done, guys. But by the time this video ends today, the body work on this bed on the outside will be done. That's my goal. So, that's what we're aiming for. All right, guys, it has been a long and busy day, and I've gotten a bunch of work done, but I also had a bunch of running around to do, so I didn't quite get as far as I wanted to, but I did get a good long distance. Yeah. What do you want? You done went out there. What are you wanting? Quit sniffing that. Hey, Ruger. Sit down. Sit down. You dusting off the Harley for me? You gonna dust off the Harley for me? Or you want to go out there? All right, I'll let you out. Anyway, guys, so we got some good distance. Gone. You gotta wait on it to open, doofus. Anyway, all right, so we got the Harley good and dusty, and it was sitting out there. But the body work on this is mostly complete. I still got to skim it, but we'll do that in the next video. This one was all about just getting all the dents out. Now keep in mind, I still have to fill this hole right here. Okay? And still got to do a little bit right here, hammer. But as far as filling up the major damage is done. Okay? And yeah. This side over here was the worst of the two. I had to skim this whole top up here like that, and then basically reform that curve all the way down. Yeah. But it's ready for primer. So that's what we're gonna do. Ta-ding. Smooth as can be. So anyway, that's where we're at, guys. So that's going to do it for this one. Now, make sure you follow along because this is all part of the OBS series, okay? Meaning, all this is just work on the OBS. Also, I found this stuff today to do the Rhino liner on the inside of the bed. And it's going to come across the top and down to about here. So, we'll get that picked up as well. But I've got to come inside this floor bed with the steel wool, or not steel wool, the wire brush, and knock them big flakes and stuff off. But guys, that's really surface. Like, the bed of this truck is not bad. We got the dents out of the wheel wells. Well, most of them. There's still a couple little dents in that one I'm going to work out. You got 2 right there and then 1 back there. Get those pinged out. But other than that, it's ready. So, yeah. So, that's going to end this one, guys. So, subscribe to the channel. Because in the next video, which is going to start tomorrow afternoon when I get back, when we get back from church, I've got to go mow a yard, which I already mowed our yard, so that one's done. But yeah, as soon as we get back from church tomorrow, I'll be back on this. And I'm bringing you guys along so you can see it. We'll get a layer of primer on the outside and get it ready to guide coat and finish out from there. Also, while I have y'all on here, if there's anyone interested in one all original 2002, 3, 4, all that clutch fan for a Ford Lightning, or an awesome set of Johnny Lightning Performance camshafts for a 5.4, 4.6, 5.4 2-valve Triton engine, that's what those are. And you can see they are awesome. The only reason I have those still is because we bought the camshafts and then found out that the heads had to be replaced. So the heads came with new camshafts. So I've got both of those. Anybody interested in the Lightning parts that I've got? Camshafts, cooling fan, set of 833 swirl port heads for Vortec with 202 valves, or anything like that, hit me up. Also, guys, I've got Challenger badges for the 70 Challenger, the original badges. I've got the original hood scoops for the RS. Yeah. Yes, it's the RS. The I don't know. Anyway, yes, the Rally Sport 70 Challenger. So I've got the double hood scoops with the inserts. I've got a front fender, driver side front fender for a 70 Challenger. It's dented, like a little rough. Body work would do it some good, but it's not beyond repair. I'll put it that way. I've got a set of headlamp shells for what was the other Mopar that David Freiberger just mentioned it on his channel, which if you hadn't checked him out, go check out David Freiberger's channel on YouTube. Really good stuff. But it's not the Rambler. Anyway, it's the car that they used instead of the Challenger. So it was the cheaper one. Had the double headlights and the cool buckets that went in each side. I've got those. Yeah, I've got all kind of stuff for Mopars. So if anybody's interested in any of that stuff, let me know. Oh, I've got 70s Harley stuff too. If there's something you need, hit me up. Let me know. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. So make sure you hit that comment, like, and subscribe. I know that sounds more like just machining talk. Comment, like, subscribe. Comment, like, subscribe. Everybody says the same crap. So leave me a comment. Let me know if there's anything you want that I have. And yeah, there's a possibility I'll send it to you. Still hadn't made the t-shirts yet. Still haven't got the P.O. box yet. That's coming soon. I just haven't dedicated myself to doing the t-shirts yet because that's a lot of money to put out without knowing for a fact I'll sell them. And I don't want to spend that kind of money on t-shirts for me to wear. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Ruger, you want to say anything to them? You going to tell them bye? You want to tell them bye-bye? You going to tell them bye? Okay. That's it, guys. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. See ya.